You made it to the quiet part of the day, the part where nobody needs anything from you and the light is finally low. You don't have to do anything with this part. You don't have to use it well. You only have to be here, lying down, breathing, while the room goes soft around you and the day finishes happening somewhere behind you without your help. Feel the bed take your weight. Not the way you carried yourself all day, chin up, shoulders set, holding the shape of a person who has it handled, but the real weight, the tired weight, the one you've been quietly bracing against since morning. Let the mattress have it. That's its whole job tonight. It's good at it. You can let it do the holding now. There's a cool, untouched part of the pillow somewhere near your cheek, the side you haven't warmed yet. Find it if you want to. That small, clean coolness. And down at the other end of you, the blanket has settled over your feet and gone still, a little heavier than you remember, the way blankets get once you stop moving and they decide you're staying. Your ankles are warm under there. That's a true thing, a small one, and it's yours. And your shoulders. Notice where your shoulders are right now because they are almost certainly higher than they need to be, still up somewhere near your ears out of pure habit, still on duty. You're allowed to let them down. Not all at once, just a little further than you think you can. There. A half-inch of a day you didn't know you were still holding. Let it go. I know the mind doesn't power down just because the body lies flat. I know. You've closed your eyes and somewhere behind them a list is already loading. The thing you didn't finish. The thing you have to start tomorrow. The email that's still sitting there with its little unread weight. The to-do list is a funny creature. You cross things off it all day long, and it just respawns by morning, fully healed, like nothing happened, like you didn't fight it for 9 hours. It will respawn tomorrow too. That's not a failure. That's just what it does. It doesn't need you standing guard over it in the dark to make sure it shows up. It always shows up. And up there behind your eyes, you've probably got 40 tabs open. The thing you said that maybe came out wrong. The plan 3 weeks out. The replay of a small moment you've now watched 11 times looking for the part where you messed up. You don't have to close all those tabs tonight. You couldn't if you tried. That's not how the mind works. You just don't have to read them. You can let them glow away in the background, unattended, while you rest. The discourse out there will keep going without your take. The timeline will scroll on whether or not you're awake to witness it. None of it is waiting on you. You are, as of right now, off the clock. Because there is nothing you need to do right now. Say it as slow as it really is. There is nothing, no task hiding in this hour, no test, no next step, nothing being asked of you in the dark. The whole point of right now is that it has no point. It's just yours, empty and soft, and you get to spend it doing the one thing you've been too busy to do all day, which is nothing at all. Let's set down the big things first, because they're the heaviest and they don't even belong to you. The future, for one, that great looming thing you've been trying to solve since you turned the light off. You can put it down. The future is going to keep doing its slow, enormous, mysterious work tonight completely without your supervision. It does not need you to watch it. It's not going to wander off if you stop staring at it. It will still be there in the morning, doing its thing, and you can pick it up then in the daylight when you actually have hands for it. 11 at night, lying in the dark, is the worst possible time to try to lift your whole life, so don't. Set it down. The outcome of things, whether it works out, how it all lands, where you'll be in a year. Set that down too. You can't reach it from here. It's not in this room. It lives out past tomorrow somewhere, and tomorrow is much farther away than it feels right now. You are not going to figure it out tonight, and the beautiful, freeing truth is that you were never supposed to. That was never tonight's job. And what other people thought of you today, the way you came across, the thing you're sure they noticed, the verdict you've been quietly writing on their behalf. Let that one go gently, with a little shrug, because honestly most people are lying in their own dark rooms right now replaying their own day, far too busy being the anxious main character of their own story to be writing a review of yours. You can be off the clock for that too. You don't have to manage how you're being held in anyone else's mind tonight. You can come home from being perceived. You're allowed to just be a person in a bed, with nobody watching, finally. That's the giant stuff, the future, the outcome, the watching. None of it was ever really in your hands, and none of it needs your hands tonight. Feel how much lighter you are without it. Feel the bed take a little more of you. And then there are the should-haves. I know those ones don't go as easily. The thing you should have said, the way you should have handled it, the version of today where you were sharper and kinder and somehow already finished. The little courtroom that opens up the second the room goes quiet, where you're somehow the one on trial and the one running the trial, going back over the evidence one more time. You can set those down too. Here's how I want you to do it. The same way you finally set your phone down at the end of the night, face down, on the nightstand, just out of reach. You don't delete it. You don't fix it. You don't answer everything on it first. You just turn it over so the light stops and you let it sit there in the dark. The mistakes can go there. The should-haves can go right there on the nightstand, face down in the dark, exactly where they are. You are not on call for them tonight. There is no version of this where lying here at this hour, reviewing them one more time, makes a single one of them better. They will not improve under your watch. They'll just keep you up. So leave them turned over. They'll still be there in the morning if you really want them. They're not going anywhere. That's almost funny how loyal they are, but you do not have to hold them while you sleep. You can stop refreshing the page. Nothing on that nightstand needs you tonight. Not the list, not the future, not the outcome, not the verdict, not the should-haves. They can all sit there together in the dark, perfectly fine, completely unsupervised, while the one person who's been carrying them all day finally puts her arms down. There is nothing you need to do right now. Not even let go, not really, just stop holding on quite so tightly. That's all. The grip loosens on its own once you stop renewing it. Feel your hands wherever they are. Feel how they don't have to be doing anything. Feel your jaw, which you can unclench. Feel the breath going out a little longer than it's coming in, the way breath does when the body finally believes it's safe. You made it here, to the soft part. The part with nothing in it but you and the dark and the weight of the blanket and the slow, steady fact of being alive at the end of a long day, with all of it finally set down around you. And as the last of the day loosens its grip and slides off your shoulders for good, there's one small, true thing I've been wanting to tell you. The thing this whole quiet hour has really been for. Here is the thing I want you to carry into sleep, the only thing. What you did today was enough, and more than that, you are enough not someday, not once you fix it, not once the list is finally short. Now, tonight, lying here exactly as you are, having done exactly what you did. I know that lands strangely, because somewhere along the way enough got turned into a finish line, a place way out ahead of you that you have to sprint toward, that you keep almost reaching and never quite touching, that moves a little farther off every time you get close. But that's not what it is. Enough was never out ahead of you. Enough is the ground. It's the floor under the bed, the thing that's been holding you up this whole time without asking for anything. You don't run to it. You're standing on it. You always were. You can stop running now and just feel it under you, solid and quiet and already there. The should-haves don't get a vote in this. I know they've been trying to. The little courtroom from earlier, the one on the nightstand, face down in the dark, it would love for you to believe that today's mistakes are a verdict on you, a final score, a quiet sentence handed down about the kind of person you are. They're not. A should-have is not a verdict. It's just a thought, lying over there in the dark where you left it, with no power to follow you under the blanket unless you go back and carry it in yourself. You don't have to. Let it stay where it is. Because here is what the day actually held, underneath all the things that didn't get done. You drank the water. Maybe late, maybe not enough of it, but you got up at some point and you took care of the animal that is your body. And that counted, even if no one saw it, even if you didn't notice you were doing something kind. You answered the one text. The one that had been sitting there for days with its small guilt attached. And today, somehow, you picked it up and you sent the thing back, and a tiny door that had been stuck swung quietly closed. That was you. That was a real thing you did with your own 2 hands in a day that mostly happened to you. These are not small in the way the word usually means small. These are the things that were actually yours. The future wasn't yours today, you couldn't lift it. The outcome wasn't yours, it lives too far out to touch. But the glass of water was. The one text was. And in a few minutes, the lamp will be that little click, the soft dark that follows it, the most ordinary power in the world, and it belongs entirely to you. On a day when you couldn't fix a single one of the big things, you still got to be the one in charge of something small and good. That's not nothing. That's the whole quiet center of it. That's where the hope actually lives, not in fixing everything, but in the steady, unglamorous proof that even now, even tired, even at the end of a hard day, your hands still know how to be gentle and your choices are still your own. So let me give you back the refrain, softer than before, because by now you barely need the words. There is nothing left for you to do tonight. Nothing. The doing is done. The day closed behind you and it can't be reopened from here, and it doesn't need to be. And you are already enough, exactly as you are in this bed, in this dark, with your shoulders finally down and your hands finally still. Not enough later, not enough once. Already. Enough already, the way the floor is already there, the way the dark is already kind, the way the breath is already going out a little longer than it comes in. The mistakes can stay right where they are, out on the nightstand, face down in the dark, unsupervised and perfectly fine without you. They don't need a night watchman. They're not going to get worse because you stopped looking at them. If anything, they soften overnight, the way everything does, the way the sharpest thing from a week ago is already a little blurred at the edges now. Leave them be. They will keep until morning. And morning is far away, farther than it feels, hours of dark still folded up ahead of you, hours that are only for resting, that have nothing in them you have to solve. You can meet tomorrow when it comes. When it actually comes in real light with real hands. Not a minute sooner, not from here, not tonight. For now, there is only this room, and the weight of you held by something that is good at holding, and the small, warm fact that you made it all the way to the end of a day and into the soft dark on the other side of it. You don't have to earn this part. It isn't a reward for getting everything right. It's just yours, the way sleep is yours, the way the next breath is yours, freely, with no bill attached. Let the lamp go now, if it isn't already. That one click. Let the room get even softer. Feel how little is being asked of you. Nothing, really. Not even to fall asleep. You don't have to do that on purpose either. It comes on its own, the way it always has, the way it did when you were small and someone else was keeping watch so you didn't have to. Someone is keeping watch now. The dark has you. You can let go of even trying. Your breath is slowing. You don't have to slow it. It knows. Your thoughts are getting farther apart, more space between them, like lights going out one window at a time in a street that's settling down for the night. You don't have to follow them anymore. Let them go where they go. You did enough today. You are enough tonight, both true, both yours to keep. There is nothing between you and rest now. Nothing in the way. The should-haves are resting too, out there in the dark, finally quiet. You're safe, you're warm, you're held. You are already enough. And the words are getting farther apart now, and softer, going where you're going, slow and low and barely there, and you don't have to listen to the end of them. You don't have to stay for the last one. You can slip out ahead of them anytime you like. Rest now. Rest. The words grow farther apart and softer until they are barely above a breath, and there is nothing left between you and sleep but the